Okay, guys, All Japan Pro Wrestling Love in Ryogoku, Volume 10, Part 3 of the review. Sorry that's taken 3 parts to do. Next time I'll endeavour to make the review more compact and just include it into one part. So yes, my apologies. So I was on to the next match. The next match was between Kenzo Suzuki and the Great Muta, one of Keiji Muto's gimmicks. The promo video prior to the match provided details of the little feud that they've been having. Kenzo demanded a TLC match for Muto's return, citing his superiority over the man donning his Great Muta gimmick for the match. Kenzo's return to Japan is great news for All Japan Pro Wrestling, as he can be another potential candidate for the Triple Crown, as All Japan needs as many as possible at the moment. So on to the match. The beginning was pretty cool, with Kenzo and Muta both using Kenzo's rope belt to choke each other inside and outside the ring. That was fun. The part where Muta made the baby cry was really funny. Added a nice touch to the match. Actually, it was priceless. It was so hilarious. It wasn't worked. It was just totally I think it was totally spontaneous. So that was quite funny. I love Muta's gimmick. It's very cryptic. Each time he walks down to the ring, you just want to see what he's actually wearing. It's such a cryptic gimmick. I love it. On the match itself, Muta landed a moonsault. I think it was towards the start of the match, and he landed the moonsault on a table which was placed on Kenzo. This should have really been left towards the end and could have been used for the finish. It just in my opinion, made the match a bit disjointed. The crowd did react to the moonsault, but the crowd didn't react to the near pinfall. There wasn't any build-up for that particular spot, so that was disappointing. The spot was okay, but there wasn't a great deal of build-up. I think this really definitely pulled the star rating down for me personally. I like the way the Voodoo Murders members only intervened when Kenzo was attacking Muta, so it really displayed Voodoo Murder's fear of the Great Muta gimmick. Kenzo worked well with the crowd and did well to get some heat. The finish was poor, which I thought really let this match down. It was fairly sudden. There was no build-up, and I think it should have concluded the ladder that Masada had just fallen off. Some nice spots in this match, the moonsault and Masada falling off the ladder, and obviously good to see Muta doing the job, getting Kenzo over, solidifying his movement to the main event. I'm giving this match star and 3/4. I can't give it any higher. So much more could have been done with this match, like some of the other matches on this card. So on to the next match. We had the junior title, the junior heavyweight championship. Jimmy Yang. I thought Jimmy Yang had a real chance of winning this match, and the match was set up pretty well. Jimmy Yang obviously doesn't need any introduction, as he has done the rounds in the big promotions in the States. Yang was the winner of the Junior League, thus granting the title shot. If Kaz did win this match, he would equal Fuki's record as junior heavyweight champ, so it's kind of interesting. It's been a long run, and one that some believe too long. I guess I'd have to agree. I can't remember seeing any really great matches of his with the junior belt. The match started off with Yang going for the handshake, but slapping Kaz when he extended his hand. Nice way to start the match. Kaz sold it like a complete bitch though, and went to the outside for an extended spell. Kind of strange. Did it hurt Kaz to be slapped the first thing? Nothing had been done prior. Kaz was kind of confusing here. He was overselling in my opinion. Selling a single slap to start a match off, yet when he was outside the ring, he didn't look too bothered by the slap either. He just seemed to be like going through the motions. Quite silly, really. Match then went on with Yang wearing down Hayashi with side headlocks. Kaz came back with a cool spot, which got a reaction from the crowd. Kaz's offense was okay. I think he was listening to the crowd for cues quite well as well throughout the beginning of the match. Both workers were attempting to work with the storyline of Kaz taking Yang's punishment early on and ultimately getting over despite the odds. Did they do this well? A few spots with little build-up, the crowd reacting, but not for too long. If they did build it up, the crowd would have reacted for much longer, getting a bigger pop. There were lots of reversals, which didn't seem to serve much purpose, thus there wasn't a great flow to this match initially. Kaz started working on Yang's legs, showing his intellectual strength, being the smarter wrestler, as Yang just came out, all guns blazing, implementing high-impact moves. It seemed in this match that whenever something got started, it ended, there being no real continuity. The match did get better towards the end with some nice spots that was sold quite well. But it couldn't really save the disjointed middle segment. As I said, the match was filled with reversals, and this was a bit of an overkill in my opinion. A few occasions Yang did look like actually winning the match, which made the match kind of interesting. What seemed to bring with the cat, what seemed to be with Kaz fighting back ultimately failed, as it was too back and match was too back and forth. The ending I thought was stupid as Kaz finished Yang with his finisher, the power plant from the apron, when he had already delivered the power plant from the top rope. Just in why the hell wasn't that reversed? It would have made the match so much better. Just doesn't make any sense. So the top rope power plant ruined the finish for me. Just didn't make sense, but it was still okay in a few things I said earlier which I liked about it. I'm still giving it 2.5 stars because of some of the well executed spots towards the finish, but disappointing match really. So let's get on to the main event, and then I'll finish up. So the main event was for the Triple Crown Championship. The show thus far had been fun in some parts, but nowhere near as good as I expect. As well, not even expected it to be fantastic, like some of the previous All Japan shows I've seen haven't been fantastic. So I was hoping that the Triple Crown match would be good and finish off the show on a high, but I wasn't expecting much either. I mean, the time limit was 44 minutes, which is just way too long for these two guys in particular. These two guys are much better with around 13 to 15 minute matches in my opinion. So at the start it was just all brawling, with Suzuki giving Suwama a stiff looking big boot to end the introduction sequence. That was on the outside of the ring. That was that was okay. From there it went into submissions and then some moves, both wrestlers having extended periods of domination. It was kind of boring. Things didn't really start getting interesting until Suzuki put Suwama into an octopus hold while on the top rope. That was nice. The first 10 to 15 minutes were a bit of a chore to watch. Nothing emotionally powerful surmounted. It took a while to get through, as I definitely wasn't interested in anything that was going on in the first 10-15 minutes. The majority of the spots looked good, with some of Suzuki's strikes not paying off, as he clearly missed. So I mean, I just said the majority of the spots look good, with some of, so the majority of the spots look good, but some were definitely not good, as Suzuki missed. He clearly missed. But once the boring part was over, things started to look up with some very good reversal sequences, inviting the crowd to get into the match. The reversals were worked quite well. The crowd was really getting behind Suwama with the Suwama chant. Suwama seemed to get the upper hand at moments, but Suzuki quickly reversing, going into another sleeper, for example. I like these parts. Minoru was really good in this and looked like a complete homicidal maniac at times with his facial expressions. But saying that, I did expect more violence. Would have liked to have seen some more violence in this match, I think, just with Suzuki really wanted to keep the title. The last 15 minutes were awesome, with a nice build-up to the finish. Both guys suit much shorter matches in my opinion, as I stated. Pity the 30 minutes before the last bit was so tedious. So I'm going to give it 3.5 stars because 15 minutes was excellent. So overall, the show was disappointing for me personally. I'm still giving it 6.75 out of 10, which isn't so bad. The main event was good, but I think only just achieved what it set out to do. It would have been heaps better around 20 minutes at most. The tag match was really good, and wasn't really good, it was just good. And it is great to see Sawyer getting some kind of push now. Okay show, but I expected more from this card really, so yeah, alright, logging out.